Jack the Ripper, the London ghost killer. A long, suspenseful crime story, inspired by the true mystery London, England. The year was 1888. The British Empire ruled a quarter of the world, but beneath the grandeur of palaces, wealthy gentlemen and gaslit boulevards lay a darker London, one hidden from tourists and aristocrats. In the East End district of Whitechapel, poverty was everywhere. Families crammed into tiny rooms, children slept in doorways. Crime, prostitution, alcoholism, and disease haunted the narrow streets. When darkness fell and a thick yellow fog drifted through the alleys, Whitechapel became a different world. A world where screams disappeared into the night, a world where evil could hide, and somewhere in those fog-covered streets a killer was waiting. A killer history would remember as Jack the Ripper. But in 1888, nobody knew his name. Nobody knew his face. Nobody knew that they were about to witness one of the most infamous murder mysteries in history. The beginning of the nightmare. During the early morning hours of August 31st, 1888, a carman named Charles Cross was walking through Bucks Row on his way to work. The street was dark and nearly empty. As he moved through the fog, he noticed something lying near a gateway. At first, it looked like a bundle of clothing. Then he stepped closer. A woman lay motionless on the ground. Her name was Mary Ann Nichols. She was dead. Police arrived and examined the scene. Detectives immediately realized this wasn't a normal murder. The attack had been swift, violent, calculated, yet there were almost no clues, no murder weapon, no witnesses, no obvious suspect, only silence. The killer had vanished into the London fog. A pattern emerges. At first, authorities hoped the murder was an isolated crime. They were wrong. Just 8 days later, another victim was discovered. Annie Chapman. Her murder shocked even experienced police officers. The similarities were impossible to ignore. The same area, the same type of victim, the same brutal efficiency. The newspapers exploded with speculation. Who was killing these women? Why? And how was he escaping every time? Residents became terrified. Women avoided walking alone. Shopkeepers closed early. Men carried clubs and knives for protection. Every stranger became suspicious. Every shadow seemed dangerous. And still the killer remained invisible. The city of fear. As weeks passed, Whitechapel transformed into a city under siege. Crowds gathered around every crime scene. Newspapers sold record numbers of copies. Journalists followed every rumor. People demanded answers. But police had almost nothing. The Metropolitan Police increased patrols. Plainclothes officers roamed the streets. Rewards were offered. Thousands of tips flooded police stations. Most were worthless. Some accused neighbours, others accused foreigners. Many innocent people were harassed by frightened mobs. Fear had become contagious. Meanwhile, somewhere nearby, the killer was likely watching the chaos unfold. Perhaps smiling, perhaps enjoying the panic. The letter that changed history. Then came the letter. A newspaper agency received a chilling message, supposedly written by the murderer. The writer mocked the police, mocked the investigation, mocked the city itself. The author seemed confident, untouchable. At the bottom appeared a signature, Jack the Ripper. The name instantly captured public imagination. Newspapers printed it everywhere. Within days, the entire world knew it. Whether the letter was genuine remains debated even today, but the nickname survived. The unknown killer now had an identity. A legend had been born. The double event, September 30th, 1888, the most infamous night of the investigation. Shortly after midnight, a woman named Elizabeth Stride was found murdered. Police rushed to the scene. Before investigators could even finish examining the body, another victim was discovered nearby. Catherine Eddowes. 2 murders, 1 night. The city erupted into panic. Reporters called it the double event. Many believed the killer had been interrupted during the first attack and had sought another victim to satisfy his violent urges. Whether true or not, the murders demonstrated something terrifying. Jack was becoming bolder, more confident, almost as if he were challenging the authorities. The endless suspects. As public pressure intensified, police focused on numerous suspects. Some investigators suspected a local butcher because of his apparent familiarity with knives. Others believed the killer possessed medical knowledge. Several theories suggested a doctor. Some suspected sailors who frequently travelled in and out of London. Others blamed immigrants. Some believed the murderer was mentally ill. A few theories became even more sensational. Certain writers suggested members of high society. Others pointed fingers toward artists, businessmen, and aristocrats. Over the decades, more than 100 different suspects would be proposed, yet none could be proven. No suspect ever faced trial. No confession was ever verified. The mystery deepened. The last known victim, in November 1888, another horrifying murder shocked Whitechapel. Mary Jane Kelly was found dead inside her room. Unlike previous attacks, this crime occurred indoors. The scene was so disturbing that many police officers struggled to describe it. Newspapers softened their reports because the reality was considered too horrific for public consumption. The murder appeared to mark a turning point. Many expected another victim within days. Then weeks passed. Nothing happened. No new murders, no new letters, no new clues. The killings simply stopped. As mysteriously as Jack had appeared, he vanished. The investigation goes cold. Months turned into years. The case remained unsolved. Detectives continued chasing leads. Witnesses were interviewed repeatedly. Files grew thicker. Theories multiplied. Yet every path ended in disappointment. One by one, the investigators retired or died. The evidence aged. Witness memories faded. The chances of solving the case grew smaller with each passing year. But public fascination never disappeared. The birth of a legend. Most killers are eventually forgotten. Jack the Ripper became immortal. Books explored the mystery. Films recreated the crimes. Historians analyzed every witness statement. Researchers studied every police report. Entire careers were built around identifying the killer. Some argued he was a doctor. Others believed he was a barber. Some claimed he was a member of royalty. Others insisted he was an unknown local criminal. Modern forensic experts have revisited the evidence repeatedly, yet no theory has achieved universal acceptance. Even after more than a century, certainty remains impossible. The London Ghost. What makes Jack the Ripper different from other criminals is not only the violence, it is the mystery. People fear what they cannot understand. Jack had no confirmed photograph, no confirmed identity, no confirmed motive, no confirmed ending. He emerged from the fog, spread terror through one of the world's greatest cities, then disappeared, almost like a ghost. Perhaps he died, perhaps he emigrated, perhaps he was imprisoned for another crime under a different name, or perhaps he simply blended back into society and lived unnoticed. Nobody knows, and that uncertainty keeps the legend alive. Even today, visitors walk through Whitechapel's old streets. They stand where the victims were found. They study maps. They examine old photographs. And they ask the same question investigators asked in 1888. Who was Jack the Ripper? More than a century has passed. Technology has transformed the world. Empires have risen and fallen. Wars have reshaped nations. Yet the greatest mystery of Victorian London remains unsolved. The fog has lifted. The streets have changed. But somewhere in history's shadows, the identity of Jack the Ripper remains hidden, waiting, silent, forever known as the London Ghost Killer.